Alrighty, today I'm going to tell you guys a story from my great-great-grandfather's memoirs, and it is all about seeing the beauty in things even when you are scared. This story takes place in the late 1800s, and they lived in a very small village in rural Germany, and they happened to live in this big valley. There weren't a lot of people there, so they all knew each other pretty well, and they all could kind of go out and play in that valley because they all owned the same land. Now, within this valley, my great-great-grandfather John would go out and play with his cousin Dave, and they would go super far to the east, which is straight down the river from the village they lived in. And about halfway back, there was this spot called Rooch. And Rooch was the site of a landslide that had been caused by this spring eroding the land up above the hill on the top of the valley. And that landslide had killed a whole bunch of villagers from a neighboring area who were coming to visit a few years prior. So that area was often told that there were ghosts that would haunt the area, and if you went there at nighttime, you would be seen by some ghosts. So my grandfather John, he was heading back with Dave one day, and they were going past the Rooch, and they were talking about ghosts, and Dave was very, very scared. He was terrified of ghosts, and it was kind of making John a little bit nervous, but he was like, you know what? It's almost midnight, and that's the time that people say the ghosts are always out. Why don't we go up the steps to the top of this area? The steps had been built after the landslide was formed to help prevent the erosion from occurring more. They said, why don't we go up to the top to the spring and see if we can see it? And so Dave was too scared, and he stayed down below, and then my grandfather went up, and he calls down and he says, there aren't any ghosts up here. And what he realized was, instead of being scared, he actually found the beauty in the area, and it was quite gorgeous there. And it ended up being a spot he really enjoyed going to in the nighttime. And so, to finish things off, he wrote in his memoir that from that point on, he was always able to see the beauty in things, even when he was scared, or maybe they weren't beautiful at face value.